What's up, YouTube? Capital G here. Got a spicy replay to show you guys, and this replay, it was sent to me, and it's called "Make Yu-Gi-Oh Great Again: Build a Wall." It's actually hilarious, and essentially, what you're going to see is a player build a wall, not like a labyrinth wall, but basically an impenetrable wall of Exceed monsters, and you just have no chance of being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh. There's too much fucking stun, too much negation, too much. You don't get the really like. I mean, I guess you can set, but as far as like doing whatever the fuck your deck wants to do is probably just not going to happen. So this is I mean, this would be competitive in my opinion. Like, I would classify this as a competitive duel because we got Metaphors down at the bottom. He's basically just doing this Metaphors thing. I don't know why he set Take turn. I probably would have set my Archfiend, whatever. And let me just pause for a second. We have Light Sworn at the top. I guess you could call it Galaxy Sworn because it is Light Sworn with Galaxy Soldier. I think a guy topped a regional. He was on Asian Persuasion's channel, and like he didn't even run Minerva. But it's just like the reason why this is so popular right now, like why Light Sworns are making like a serious comeback, is just because milling right now is super good with things like Fairy Tale Snow and being able to get Wolf from your deck to your graveyard without necessarily milling, using things like Brilliant Fusion and whatnot. So he pops that back row. He's going to search from combination. It doesn't matter. Man, I am so happy that the whole world is learning about Exceed Change tactics and like how broken this card is. I know you can only go into Utopia monsters, but let's be real. Utopia the Lightning's already one of like probably the best 10 monsters in the game right now, at least top 15. So he drops that Cyber Dragon Infinity. Now the thing that he is doing here is he's discarded a lot of these cards to get out his Galaxy Soldiers, but then obviously he's going to just reborn them back with Soul Charge, and then there, you know, he can make like an S0, he can make a Totally Awesome, and then at that point you size up his field and it's like, what the fuck are you going to do against that? So he summons the Norden. He's going to go for the Totally Awesome. I don't know why he's still milling. He has 2 cards in deck, but it doesn't matter. Like, what are you going to do against this field right here? Granted, he gave up a lot of life points with Instant Fusion. He gave up a whole lot of life points with Soul Charge as well, and a ton of life points with Exceed Change Tactics. It's kind of crazy to see somebody give up 6,500 life points in their own turn and like not even attack. Like 60, that's a lot of life points, but he just drew so many cards. And when you look at his field, guys, I mean, like, what are you doing to this? You got Utopia the Lightning, you have an S0, which is going to basically Shockmaster you out of the entire turn. Well, you won't be able to activate effects, so there's that. You've got 1 negation, 1 walking Solemn Judgment, essentially, and Cyber Dragon Infinity, and then you have a second walking Solemn Judgment and Totally Awesome. And by the way, this is a Solemn Judgment with kind of like a Snatch Steal built into it. You guys know shit. If you try and play a card, obviously it's just going to take it, but he can't activate any monster effects. So, like, if you're wondering why he didn't just use like Archfiend Eccentric, not only could Cyber Dragon Infinity or Totally Awesome just negate it, but he used S0's effect, so he can't use any monster effects. Like, this Break Sword basically means nothing. There's practically, if you're playing a deck like Metaphors, you have no out. Like, even if you had a Kaiju, what are you kaijuing? This is like, this activates during the standby phase, so there's no getting around this effect. I mean, you could kaiju the Cyber Dragon Infinity, I guess, but then you still have to deal with this, and probably gonna summon another Totally Awesome next turn. So this is essentially the wall. You build the wall, and then you just make it so your opponent does not play Yu-Gi-Oh! GG, no re. At least he did have a turn, so I mean, maybe he should have built up the wall first, but obviously what's it called, Toby over here, he built the wall up, and now it's pretty much a wrap. So anyways, thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you guys have not already.